You've got to be shitting me. This woman just wet wiped herself after being chained to a bed for a week, and he has been chained to a wall for presumably a week, fighting intermittently. And the most important thing we can do right now is take a ride. Hey everyone. I'm Becca, he's Matt, and this is Becca's Book Club Adventure. And we finished Timeborne.
Indeed we did. We read chapters 26 through 37, and we're here to relive what happened, discuss the characters, and all of our opinions. So let's just jump right into it. What'd you think of the finish, Becca?
It was surprising.
That sounds carefully neutral.
I don't know how I feel about this book.
I think that the full book review that we do is going to be extremely interesting. Because I'm with you. I'm not. Okay, well, I know you had some misgivings about Roman and Olivia throughout the first, 2/3. Did that change through the end, or?
I get them a little bit better. You?
I'm trying to decide if the hate them, love them that we as readers have with these two is a mark of really good writing or not.
I think it's well written. I don't know that I like this time period.
Well, I mean, spoiler alert, good thing that we're not going to be in this time period probably ever again.
Right? I'm like, this is a brutal time period. I was basically the whole book just waiting for terrible things to happen to Olivia.
Thank God that wasn't the case.
Yeah. And
I mean,
every other chapter, it was kind of a potential.
mm-hmm.
So
I thought for sure, well, we're kind of getting into the actual story. Do you want to do a recap or?
yes, let's do it.
Okay.
And if anyone would like to join us on the conversation, feel free to leave us a comment or a review or email us at bookclubbyBecca@gmail.com or DM us on Instagram at Becca's Book Club Adventure.
Cool. Kick us off.
So our story picks up immediately as Olivia and Roman are lying in her tent, basking in their afterglow.
Ever the gentleman, Roman launches into the rest of his story.
We learn Roman's British mother had an affair with a Turkish foreigner.
And that guy refuses to marry her, skips town, and her family disowns her because #scandal. Classic.
So she tries for a fresh start and sails for the colonies, eventually taking a carriage to Philadelphia.
The voyage may have gone smoothly, but her carriage gets attacked by natives and she is captured.
But instead of dying horribly, the chief basically falls in love with her and even tells her about a prophecy about babies born during a solar eclipse who can control time.
Cut to Roman and his twin brother being born during just such an eclipse on October 17th, 1762.
The tribe takes the twins, swaps one for a stillborn infant of another mother, and returns Roman and the stillborn to Roman's mother, a mysterious dagger, and plus the mysterious dagger that appeared at birth.
The chief takes care of her, even proposes to her, but she's like, nah, and eventually heads back to Britain.
This also feels wildly unrealistic for someone to cross the pond twice in this time period. Anywho, Roman doesn't learn any of this until his 18th birthday, when his mom gives him the, hey, please don't enlist and go die in the colonies, because now he's also going to cross the pond.
Yep, but naturally, Roman enlists anyways, because he's manly, and then he lands under the command of Captain Bloodthirsty Tyrant Braddock. Fun stuff.
In the colonies, Roman gets attacked and captured by natives. During during night guard duty, and they don't kill him because he looks like a woman they once knew, his mom.
So the chief takes him in and trains him, and they live together for like 3 whole years.
Eventually, the chief reveals the truth: the prophecy, the twin, and the time traveling, the darkness, and the even bigger darkness named Bethalazar, and how only Roman and his twin can fight it and win.
The only problem is that Roman's brother has already time traveled and Roman needs to go find him.
When Captain Braddock suddenly shows up in the woods to kill him, the chief throws a dagger and chants the magic words, and slice! Roman poofs off.
And Roman wakes up in ancient Rome with nothing but his dueling pistol and zero idea on how to control time.
He tells Olivia everything: the darkness, how it's created, and how the dagger destroys it.
And that his darkness unalived Amara's husband just months before Olivia arrived.
Meaning everything is intertwined and messy.
Speaking of intertwined and messy, Roman also tells Olivia about the chief, Dancing Flame, whose nickname was Moon Lee.
Yes, that Moon Lee, the one that Olivia knows.
Can you say Timeborne Club? Good grief.
Olivia tells Roman about the awe-inspiring era of 2019.
Roman needs to leave after their little heart-to-heart in her tent, but not before giving her one last deeply penetrating memory, and then promises to come for her every night.
A whole year of war in Caledonia passes, like within 5 words on a page.
And even through a continuous string of battles, Roman keeps his promise and visits Olivia every night. During the day, Olivia and Amara try to save men they mostly can't save.
Like shoving entrails back into the body. One day, Amara hears rumors the Order emperor a full-on genocide of a nearby village.
It's been a year, y'all, but apparently this was Amara's breaking point. She practically drags Olivia along to warn the villagers.
But they're too late. Everything's burning and the survivors are fleeing.
And then Olivia's darkness appears, a shadow woman who wants to unalive her in order to gain some form of immortality.
Olivia tries to fight it with her dagger, but she's no match.
And then out of nowhere, the darkness just pivots and stabs Amara right through the heart before disappearing.
Gone. Amara is just gone. Just like her mother, just like her father, Olivia feels the weight of the world collapse in on her.
Olivia completely collapses beside her body and falls into her own darkness.
Thank heavens Romans went in search of some comforting alone time with Olivia because he couldn't find her, so he hopped on his stallion and gallops to the village.
Roman searches through the night and finally finds Olivia around dawn, rocking Amara's broken body.
Together, Olivia and Roman lay Amara to rest before they ride Roman's stallion back to camp.
And Olivia spirals, blaming herself, hating herself, and refusing to be comforted.
Roman tries and fails, and amidst his own emotional agony, basically tells her to grow up and storms out. Bad move, buddy. Bad move.
Bad move. Days later, he returns to find Olivia filthy, blood-soaked, and sitting alone in her tent.
He gets her cleaned up, apologizes to her, and then vows to find the sacred scriptures and time travel away from Rome.
And then Roman drops a bomb. Emperor Severus is heading back to Rome with his leaders, including Roman. They leave at dawn.
As he leaves, Olivia notices Marsilius spying on them, gleefully.
On the ship back to Italy, Roman is locked away in the emperor's tent, and Olivia is stuck below decks with all the seasick horse. Bon voyage.
Roman sneaks down eventually and tells her the Emperor and Marsilius are plotting something.
And Olivia tells him that Marsilius overheard their secret conversation before they got on the ship.
Roman panics and begs her to guard his dagger. It perfectly matches hers, and apparently he's just casually had the thing the entire time.
Mm-hmm. When they disembark, Olivia fights through the crowd just in time for the guards to seize Roman. and the Emperor announces that they're spies.
Then guards seize Olivia, but Marsilius steps out and demands she be released to him.
You see, he's worked out a deal with the Emperor because he's always wanted a fiery redhead. So, anyway, something hits her in the head and then darkness.
Olivia wakes up on a feather mattress, shackled, hand and foot.
And Marsilius is just like lounging in the corner, watching her like a creep.
She stalls by asking him questions about his past.
And wow, does this dude deliver out of nowhere? Okay, here's the skinny, right? 10 years this dude's been a gladiator, and he became blood hungry, rose to the top of the ranks, and then Roman arrived and obliterated his record in like half the time.
And when Roman spared him in the arena, Marsilius felt humiliated.
So in retaliation, Marsilius arranged for the whole Roman versus Marcus fight.
And now he boils with resentment because Roman lives free, loved, and happy while he's chained to the emperor.
Somewhere in all of this, Olivia notices his necklace. It seems to look like a copy of Moon Lee's necklace.
Marsilius says he stole it from Marcus.
Lost in his memories, Marsilius starts like humming and singing a song from his childhood.
The same one Moon Lee used when Olivia traveled through time.
Before she can get any more details out of this guy, he leaves and she's left alone for days. Like no food, no water, shackled to the bed, soiling herself. Awful.
Roman, meanwhile, is thrown back into prison specifically to fight one more time in the gladiator arena.
But back to Olivia. After days of black silence, she hears scratching at the door.
It's Anthony! He sneaks in with his servant girlfriend, Kira.
He frees Olivia, and they get her some clothes and some herbs and the keys to Roman's cell and seemingly half of Rome.
Super convenient. Super convenient. Olivia sneaks out and heads towards the entrance to the depths below the Colosseum, pretending to be a healer.
She dodges the caged animals and guards and whatnot until she finds Roman's cell, where he is chained up and looks like he's been beaten.
Olivia rushes to him and releases his arm, but that's all the farther she gets before the two succumb to an insatiable need for each other's bodies.
Okay, so post this spicy little ride in the dungeon, they start talking and they piece the clues together. Marcus was somehow very obviously Roman's time lost twin, and Roman unalived him.
Fueled by rage and grief, Roman punches stones loose and reveals an alcove where another Timeborne dagger sits with the engraving M and L.
Clearly, I'm speaking for Roman, but clearly this stands for Marcus and Lydia.
Olivia's not quite as convinced, though, but Roman refuses to run.
Mhm.
So he will stay and duel Marsilius. He asks Olivia to leave Rome.
So Olivia obviously doesn't leave Rome, but instead she drags herself back to Roman's house, which is conveniently still just open. And there she waits until she can think more clearly.
She tries emulating Marsilius' chant until reality shimmers in front of her eyes and the dagger is glowing.
Read the next one.
I'm so
There.
confused. She starts coming to her own conclusions. If she's right, Marsilius is the real twin, meaning Roman is about to kill her own brother.
I put your name twice at some point, so I was just trying to get us back on.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyways, she rushes back to the Colosseum to let Roman know all of this, but Roman's cell is empty.
A guard tells her Marsilius used to live in the cell before Roman and that he had a lover and that he was close to Amara.
It starts feeling undeniable to Olivia that Marsilius is Roman's time-born twin brother.
Olivia grabs Roman's dagger and follows the gladiators to the staging arena where she finds Roman preparing for the duel to the death.
She runs back out from the depths of the Colosseum, steals a rich man's ticket in like a very Ocean's 11 pickpocket move, and gains a front row seat to the evening's festivities.
Olivia watches the opening rituals and the various opening entertainment fights, all the while amazed at the size and loudness of the spectacle.
I'm not gonna lie, that must have been real. The like the death and everything aside, that must have been really cool. um. Anyway, then Roman and Marsilius emerge for the main event, and the fighting is brutal.
As the moon hits its peak, Olivia slips onto the arena floor. It's a little more complicated than that, but that's essentially what happens.
She yells for Roman to stop and throws his dagger at him, and then throws the other dagger at Marsilius.
Both men catch their blades, and Olivia begins chanting the ancient words.
All three daggers, including Olivia's, begin to glow, and shadows start closing in on the arena.
Time itself seems to unravel, and everything fades to black.
Okay, everybody, we need to pause for just a moment and thank today's sponsor. This episode is being brought to you by the Historical Accuracy Refund Program, reminding readers everywhere that if you wanted facts, you should have picked up a damn textbook.
Did a shirtless war general invent the concept of consent in the middle of a battlefield and then quote poetry he absolutely shouldn't know yet?
Did our heroine land in ancient times and immediately get feminist workplace rights in a pair of perfect leather boots?
Did the battle-hardened male lead deliver a monologue about emotional availability mid-sword fight?
News, guys. That's not bad writing. That's genre liberation. And for those of you still clinging to realism, we will offer a full refund of absolutely nothing. But we will give you a set of complimentary fake pearls for you to dramatically clutch during all the spicy scenes.
Side effects may include selective memory, sudden tolerance for time travel paradoxes, and nodding along like it's totally normal for a duke to have perfect hygiene.
The Historical Accuracy Refund Program, because reality isn't sexy. And back to the show.
There was a lot.
Okay. Yes, there was a shit. Okay. So we read this book in thirds, and I feel like the summaries that I wrote for these thirds were longer than some of the 400-page summaries that I've written.
Yeah.
And I feel like the summaries don't really do the story justice for these. So much happened.
Mm-hmm. To the point I did have a hard time keeping up with some of it, which is maybe why my feelings are a little flat.
But let's go back to what you were almost going to talk about. So this is such a this was, first of all, I gave it a pretty decent rating. It is a well-written book. It is a good story. It's a great premise. You agree with that?
Yes, absolutely.
Would you also agree with the concept that somehow, for some reason, it's a little bit difficult to read?
Yes, it's almost like she needed another 100 pages to make it a little smoother, or to remove 4 or 5 plot points to put in another book. And it's, for what she's put in there, it's not poorly written. It's just it's not brain candy. You gotta think a little.
Yeah. But in the same token, it wasn't you know when you read those books and you're just like, fuck, this is 5 stars. And it's not because it was written better.
Mm-mm.
It just snatches your heart and won't let go, kind of a gut reaction. So but for some reason this isn't that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it should be. Part of me feels like I should have had that reaction.
Yeah. And I'm super intrigued by the end of it, right? Did they time travel? Did all 3 of them go to the same place? Did they all even time travel? I'm assuming Olivia did, but she threw the daggers, they caught them, but did they slit their hands? I don't know.
I think there was a detail that the dudes caught them by the blade.
Okay. Then
But
yes.
if the daggers are as sharp as it says they are, like that is gonna those daggers went to the bone.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, but like okay, so here's the thing, right? Is Marsilius his brother and a Timeborne, or did Olivia make a big mistake?
I think she made a big mistake whether or not he's a brother. Like, are they just gonna casually pop out in 2019 and Marsilius is gonna listen? Like, he's gonna be a gladiator still wherever they go.
I so I read something online that the series as a whole is a lot more like a discovery of witches. And did
Mm.
you watch that TV show? I don't think you've read the books. I haven't read the books.
I watched it. I didn't read the books
Okay.
yet.
But so like obviously they go like they're in modern day and then they go back to like sometime in London and then they flit through time a lot.
Mhm.
And so I'm wondering like do they even go back to 2019 or do they go to like uh Paris during the French Revolution or like I really want to read the next book even though this one was like because I want to know where the fuck they go and I want to get more history. Yeah.
And we talked about historical inaccuracies in our ad, but this is not that. Like, there are maybe a few small details that maybe weren't perfect, but, like, you talked about Roman history, and it is well researched at the end of the
Mhm.
day. Like, no. Yeah,
Mostly. I
this is
mean,
not that.
yeah. Um so like okay, let's just talk about this Timeborne club. So the questions all up in the air. So we know that Olivia's a Timeborne.
Yep,
We know that Roman's a Timeborn. We know, or well, we're pretty damn sure that Moon Lee is a Timeborn. But then is it Marcus? Is it Marcellus? What about Amara? There was some confusion there. And then at some point in here, they brought up Olivia's mom.
right. And maybe it is Marsilius and Marcus? Like, w it doesn't have to be either or. Could be both.
Who would you want it to be, Marcus or Marcellus? If it had to be one or the other.
Well, now I kinda wanna learn more about Marsilius, although I kinda hate that guy.
Yeah, I hate that guy too. Does that mean he's just going to have an amazing redemption arc?
Maybe because now I wanna know about this girlfriend that died and left his life in shambles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I really want to know more about Moon Lee. What's
He's
this fucker
shady.
doing?
Yeah. He's a shady character.
Like I have so many questions about this guy. Okay, so he is a Sioux chief, Native American Sioux chief,
Presumably.
presumably. Um, but he also knows the sacred time traveling words, which are in Arabic. And if you are a Native American in America, how do you know Arabic?
Well, was it Arabic or was it Armenian?
I think Olivia talks that it's Arabic or Aramaic, and
Aramaic.
I plugged it into ChatGPT, and it is very specifically Arabic according to AI, and it cited a whole bunch of stuff about vocabulary is very different between Arabic and Aramaic, and this was very specific vocabulary for Arabic.
Okay.
But like either way, let's say it's Aramaic. How the fuck does a Sioux chief know Aramaic? So does that mean that Moonlia is from an even different time and he time traveled and became a Sioux chief?
Right? And so how much time traveling can you do? And therefore, how long do you live?
How long do you live? And what chess game is he playing? Because he's talking about Balthazar,
Mhm.
and he says that multiple Timeborns can uh defeat it.
Yes, but
So
not
he
alone.
sends, but not alone. So he sends Roman back to find his twin brother, and then he sends Olivia back to ancient Rome, ostensibly to find Roman.
Yeah, that has to be the only conclusion. And Marsilius or Marcus, whoever it was clearly sent there by Moon Lee for this
Mhm.
purpose to eventually have other people sent to him.
So like so I want to know more about this darkness because there's like a chief darkness, but then each and every Timeborn has their own darkness, and if that darkness unalives their Timeborn, they gain immortality. But that's really weird because the darkness are not corporeal or like human entities. So who's to say that their lives are finite to begin with?
Right? And is Balithar the one that needs to be killed because he's Moon Lee's darkness?
Ooh, heyo. I like that concept. What do you think about Amara?
I'm just sad she's gone.
Yeah,
That was
she was
heartbreaking.
she sure was like the beacon of light in this entire story, wasn't she?
Yeah. And then Roman doubled down on his assholery, and I don't know if he could be saved from that point. Also, I was way off on my estimation of how old Roman was. I was 200 years too young.
Yeah, what did you say, like 1920s or something?
Yep, 1720s.
Um, so here, like, what I want to know about some of this, right, is listen, when I read romantasy, I will certainly suspend my belief system. Like, we're talking about magic, we're talking about a whole bunch of shit that's not gonna be real. But Roman's British from the 1760s, 80s, whatever, the revolution. How does he know Latin? Right? Do you remember back to the beginning of the story when um he was talking about how Olivia doesn't seem to know Latin, like she's speaking like a broken form almost as though it had been forgotten. Okay, but how does Roman know the fluent, and how does he keep his British accent or whatever out of it? And if Marsilius is in fact raised by the American Native Americans or whatever, how in the F does he know Latin when he time travels back to? And then how the F does Amara? So when they go to warn the villagers, Amara's just talking to them. Those villagers are Caledonian. They've got to be speaking Celtic. How does Amara just know Celtic?
Because languages don't matter in romantasy books, Matt.
I get it. I get it. Reality is not sexy. I said it. I said it myself. But it like when you're reading the book, and this is if we go back a little bit when we talk about like it's a good book, but like you have to get to this point and you realize that wait, oh, are they all time born? And that's why the language thing was always like we thought it was a spoke in the wheel, but it wasn't.
Hmm.
Did anything stand out to you about this last third?
I liked that Anthony came back. It felt like a really interesting plot point, but it was kind of nice. And I thought the inclusion of Kara, though, was weird. Couldn't Anthony have just done it alone? Did Anthony need a girlfriend in this time? Because he's
No.
presumably Marsilius' son. So is anyone really going to question if he's running around Marsilius' palace?
Oh, but he's not Marsilius' son. He's Marcus's son. And Marsilius just took his mom and then like beats them. But I suppose by are they married? Or did Marsilius just oh, I don't remember. But to your point, if Marsilius did marry his mom, it'd be like a stepson. You're right. Do you think Kara was supposed to show some type of growth in Anthony, like with confidence or something like that?
Maybe?
Maybe.
If she that was a plot point other than here's keys and herbs, I don't know what her plot point was.
Man, I'm really hoping that Anthony somehow shows up in the different times in the next books.
There was a lot of movement in the last few chapters. Like, Olivia was chained to a bed for a decent portion of it, but then the rest of it was like up, down, up, down, up, down, up.
Yeah, I mean, we did have some glosses where a year of time passed in Scotland, and then it was like they boarded the ship, and the ship took weeks to get to Scotland, but like it only took a couple of pages to get back to Rome. And then Olivia was chained to that bed for ostensibly a week,
Yeah.
like 5 days or something. But oh, can you imagine? No water, no food. You're just like pee in the bed because you can't move,
She would have a butt sore, just so we're clear.
and back
She would have
sores.
ulcers on her body.
Uh huh. Probably multiple like UTIs or yeast infections too.
Is it really multiple if you haven't cured the first one?
Accurate, 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 accurate. Um, okay, I know we I only have one knock against this last third because I actually thought the last third was really good, and it was the third that held my attention the most. My only knock was the spicy scene in the dungeon.
I couldn't. I was like, "You've gotta be shitting me." This woman just wet wiped herself after being chained to a bed for a week, and he has been chained to a wall for presumably a week, fighting intermittently.
Neither of them have eaten anything.
And the most important thing we can do right now is take a ride.
Uh-huh. And even after the ride, like, or maybe it is during the ride, or maybe it was after, like, the guards are coming. You can hear the guards walking by, and Roman's like, no, 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 no. I gotta finish.
Some interesting self-survival skills there.
Ugh,
Maybe that's the point. Maybe they knew they were gonna die, so like, let's just enjoy these last
maybe,
moments.
maybe. Anyways, I still think Sarah Samuels writes the spicy scenes pretty well. This one was just, they were just gross and kind of ill-timed, and
You gotta have a few of that in order to appreciate some of the others.
but I know that's like a turn on for people. The like almost getting caught kind of concept.
Right? Like, I almost felt like each scene, she was like, "Okay, you'll appreciate this one, but you'll appreciate that one, and you'll appreciate this." Like, they were written for different target audiences, which is pretty wise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I'm trying to think of anything else kind of stood out. I thought Sarah Samuels did a lot of really nice like circular writing. So Amara's husband is murdered by like his name is Gaius, and he trains Roman and like brings him up out of his despair and whatever, and Roman's darkness murders him. And circularly, like a mirror, Amara trains Olivia, as it were, and brings her up out of her darkness. But then Olivia's darkness murders Amara. It's like it's kind of a mirror, and
Hmm,
I thought that was cleverly written because I think it also gives Roman and Olivia the same depth of guilt or hatred towards their darknesses to like kind of be able to talk about it in the future.
makes me wonder if, Balithar is Moon Lee's darkness. Is Balithar the one who killed Olivia's mom?
Do you think Moon Lee was in love with Olivia's mom?
There was definitely some hinted vibes in there.
I mean, if that's the case, then yeah. I definitely think the darkness that murdered Olivia's mother is different than the other darknesses that we've encountered,
Yeah, we haven't met that darkness since then.
which almost kind of points at Balthazar or whatever, like you were mentioning. I like that theory. That's a good theory.
It won't be right, just so we're clear. If you go back and you reread all these episodes, none of my theories were right. Other than it would fade to black at the end. I got that right.
Yes, you did get that one right. Uh-huh. Um, but that one was gonna happen in Scotland.
Yeah. Nope. Joke's on me.
Well, let's see here. I don't remember. I don't know how long we've been I feel like we've covered the last third of the plot, and I think the only things left to talk about really are gonna be, like, what we think is gonna happen next and what we thought of the book as a whole and the series and whatnot. So, should we just put a bookmark in it here and jump over and talk about the full book?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Okay. We will be back with our full book review of Timeborne. Um, what did we think? Should you read it? What do we think will happen next? And will we read that? So join us for our next episode.
Don't forget to leave a comment or send us an email. Our contact info is in the description below.
So until next time, y'all.
See you later.
Bye.